Boogie, drop that beat.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Talking Out Loud with Miss Talkative. Everything I say is my own opinion, alleged, and strictly entertainment purposes. Remember, I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video, let me know what you think. Love and Marriage Detroit. I'm going to give my opinion per scene. And season 1, episode 3, it continues from where episode 2 left off, where they are at the wine tasting event for Dr. Latoya and Anthony. And Anthony is going off on Kristina's friend, calling her a bird, basically saying that she's not good enough to sit at the table that they're sitting at. I guess he didn't came to new heights in his life. He didn't leveled up a little bit. And he felt as though he got, he is at a space where he can look down on people, calling them birds, telling Kristina, you a boss now. You need to watch who you keep in your company, how you friends with this bird. And Latoya never says anything. She never says anything. And I'm like, wait a minute. I don't care what question she asks. Anthony was wrong. And for him to go off on her like that, Anthony, do you know her? Do you know what she does? Do you know anything about her? Is she a productive member of society? Just because she asks you a question, it warrants you to call her, that didn't warrant bird behavior, in my opinion. And Latoya, but by you being a woman and being his wife, you didn't stop him that one time. You allowed him to say whatever he wanted to say to that young lady. And I feel as though it was wrong. You should have been like, hold up, wait a minute. Why are you talking to her like that? She can ask, it wasn't that bad. Whatever she asked you, it did not warrant that for Anthony to call her bird and saying that she don't deserve to be at the table that they're at. I thought that was so messed up. Bravo, he says that Kristina is holding Brandon back. And then he turns around and asks Kristina, can Brandon go to the club with them that night so they could, basically work? Kristina's like, didn't he just go to the club? And Kristina is defending herself against Brandon and Anthony because Anthony started the conversation telling that Brandon was at the club with them the other night, and Kristina, she didn't know about it, even though she called Brandon lie. So Brandon, instead of him saying, hold on, wait a minute, that's my wife, I got this, he jumps on the bandwagon with his friend, Bravo and Anthony, and he says that Kristina don't support him. He feels as though that he is, he doesn't have her blessing. He's in shackles. And Kristina's like, wait a minute. How are you blaming me because of your life not going the way you wanted to go? Kristina's like, I stayed home for 7 years. What happened to my career? I didn't do anything with my career within the 7 years that I stayed home. It wasn't no sewing. It wasn't nothing. I didn't have anything, but I didn't blame you. So why are you blaming me because I don't want you in the club? And my whole thing with the club thing, first of all, Brandon, if you want to go to the club, you're going to go to the club. You sneaking any doggone way. You was at the club the other night. How did it pan out for you? So I don't understand how you can put your career on Kristina, talking about she's holding you back when you're sneaking around doing everything that you want to do anyway. So if you're going to sneak and do it, then just do it. But don't do it because it doesn't work out the way you want it to work out, or because it hasn't reached the level that you want it to reach to. you're gonna blame her because she don't want you there, but you were there anyway. So that's on you. Maybe your career has not went to the level that you wanted to go to because you're going about it the wrong way, because you're sneaking behind your wife's back, doing whatever you want to do, and she is not with it. She doesn't know, so you're lying, and you're cheating yourself, you're cheating your marriage. And it may not even be with you cheating with women, but you're still cheating your marriage because you're lying about what you're doing, where you're at, and you're not home with her when times where she feels as though that you should be home with her, because she feels as though you're just out, you're at the studio, or you're somewhere doing one thing when you're doing another. So you are cheating your marriage, and that's why your career has not moved forward in the manner that you wanted to, because you're not being true to yourself and you're not being true to your wife. Kristina, I get the fact that he may have had an emotional connection to one of his artists, but at some point in time, you have to learn to trust. If you want a marriage, you're going to have to learn to trust. And whatever he wants to do, he's going to do it, because you don't just meet women in the club. You meet women everywhere. When women throw themselves at men at all different places. Men are pushing up on women everywhere, not just in the club. He could be making a food run for the both of you and spot somebody that he is attracted to and trying to get to know and stuff. It does not just happen at a club. He could be at the grocery store. He could be at the car wash, anywhere. And it will happen. It's up to you. It's up to him to use his self-restraint and have the respect for you, the respect for himself, and the respect for your marriage. So the point of you're trying to say you don't want him in the club because he's been unfaithful in the past, Kristina, move past that. Grow up. And if you can't say I'm gonna give you my blessing but no clubbing. If that's where his job is, then that's where his job is. If his job is, he's in the music industry, and if his job entails for him to be in the club, networking, then you either going to have to trust him to be who he is and let his career go as far as he's willing to take it, as far as it's going to take him, then you have to let up and stop the nonsense about the club. You cannot continuously get an attitude, start crying, and causing scenes every time you find out that this man was at the club. Grow up. Either deal with your insecurity and move past it, or either you're not going to have no marriage. Brandon, if you stop lying to her and let her know where you at or what's going on, and I'm not saying that you have to check in with her every 5 minutes, but if you could just be honest with her and let her know, babe, this is what this was on my agenda for today. This is what I got to do today. Maybe invite her with you, even though she doesn't want to go, but just take her down there so she can be, have some comfort level and say, okay, this is what's going on at the club, but this is what my husband is doing at the club. Don't keep both worlds separate. Bring the worlds together as much as you can, so she feels as though if she get ready to come down there to the club, or maybe she want to come down or something, then she doesn't have any insecurities where I don't want to go down there because I may catch him doing something. Try to bring both worlds together as much as you can so you can have peace in both worlds. When Kristina and Brandon, they were walking home, they were speaking about their marriage, speaking about the incident that had just happened. And basically Kristina has said, you have my blessing, but no club. I'm like, well, Kristina, you have to give him the full blessing if this is what he's choosing to do. Brandon, you were totally wrong. Now, Brandon asked her, he asked Kristina, do you want to be married to me, and why? Kristina said yes, but it's like, Brandon, if she had said no, then what? And let me back up. When they were at the winery, Kristina stated, I can have any man I want. Kristina, wrong choice of words. Wrong choice of words. Maybe you can, but with them insecurities, you can't. You can't. You're a pretty lady, but at the same time, your insecurities overweigh your looks, your intelligence, and everything else that you have going on. Because not too many men are going to deal with that. Not too many men. And I wonder, is it because, well, I'm going to say, in my opinion, it is the fact that Kristina and Brandon got married within 6 months of knowing each other, which means that they did not really take the time to work out all the wrinkles before getting married. So when they got married, they were going through all of the emotions, getting to know each other, the likes, the dislikes, the who they are, the what they are, what they stand for, their true visions of life. They were attracted to each other looks, and they were basically still in the honeymoon of dating phase. And once they got married, it became a whole nother chapter that they did not prepare for. And they thought that because marriage was going to solve all, they jumped the broom without solving the issues and working out the wrinkles, the bumps, the bruises, everything beforehand. And so they are continuously working through things that should have already been worked out way before they got married. It should not be a question of what are they going to do as far as careers, who's holding who's back, who's staying home, who's working. Can you go to the club? No, you can't go to the club. All of that should have been worked out. And I understand that no marriage is perfect, and I sure understand that you're going to still have situations that arise, but these little situations and these little arguments are really, really frugal, and they are really, really petty and childish. And these two need to sit down, think about what they want, what's important to them, and make whatever choice is best for them in their marriage, their family. That's just my opinion. I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know what you think.